Sure appreciate you guys being here. We're looking forward to the season getting started. We've had about 18 practices now. We're still a little undecided on who's going to be doing what because we got so many young kids. We got 4 freshmen, 1 junior college kid, so we got some kids that we know that can play out of those classes, and looking forward to having them on the floor. But anytime you're playing new kids, you really don't know what to expect. I got 2 seniors here with me today. They're kind of stabilized us. Mo's started for 3 years now. Kiana was hurt last year, blew her shoulder out, but she's back with us. So, got 2 good seniors there that have been good leaders. So they're playing hard, doing a lot of good things for us. So, it's exciting that the season's about here. And it's also exciting to coach so many new kids as a coach. It kind of brings in a new feeling sometimes, trying to figure out what you're going to do, so it kind of keeps you up at night trying to figure out what this team can and can't do and where you're trying to get them to. So I'm looking forward to trying to get them to be a very good team by the end of the year. I think that's our goal, and I think it has to be with so many new people, but I think they got the opportunity to get there.
Any questions for Coach Foley?
Non-conference schedule, another tough one.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where I was. Probably in some bar somewhere when that got made out. Nearly had to be that crazy. We've been very fortunate. We've got a lot of Division I schools that out of the Power 5 conferences that I think respect our program, and it's come about a little bit because of now the top 16 seeds get to play at home. So they've all the schools that think they've got a chance to get in one of those seed have strengthened their schedule considerably. And, they've got to get quality teams, and that's what I'm saying. I think they respect us as a quality program. Most of the time they expect us to win 20 games, have a high RPI. So when it comes down to the NCAA tournament, they're not just looking at getting in the NCAA tournament. They're looking to get to play at home. And so that's helped us. I've been in the profession so long, I know a lot of them, good friends with a lot of them, that helps. So I think that, we've served ourselves well in what we've done in the last few years in playing that type schedule. I think, just like last year, I think we ended up 6-5, non-conference, and then we went 17-1 in the conference. So I think it helps prepare us. It helps us let us know what we need to be working on to get ready for conference. And sometimes it gets pretty tough, and I think it'll be a tough one this year for us because all the new kids, but I still think it'll help prepare us for our conference.
So with that change to home court advantage, does that put more pressure on non-conference and change your approach towards the season?
Do what now?
With more emphasis on non-conference games to get those home court advantages, does that change your approach towards those non-conference games than before?
No, for us, it just gives us the opportunity to get to play those guys at home. We don't have to worry about getting paid, going somewhere, going to Oklahoma, and just playing on their floor. We've had 2 4-year deals now with Oklahoma. We're on our second one with Texas A&M, our second one with LSU, and so Mississippi State, we just started a 4-year deal with them. So anytime you're bringing in, national runner-up and people like that, that's helping our city. That's helping Little Rock, and we did host here 1 year. It'd be a long shot for us to host again, but you don't ever know. But it helps us just be able to get national recognition, just getting to play at home against those type of people.
You allow yourself to take a step back. Does it amaze you how far this program has come in the beginning year with new faces, but still high expectations? I mean, how far have you taken it?
Well, it does, and nobody remembers back when we started. When I got here, we were over in the field house. We wasn't winning, they hadn't won any games. We were fortunate if we won 1 or 2 conference games, and now, we can lose, 2 or 3 great seniors like we did last year and good seniors the year before, and people still pick us 1, 2, or 3, so that tells you how much the program's grown. I think we really got to work to end up there this year, but it gives our kids a chance to understand, this is tradition, this is what people expect. And if you don't hold up to tradition, if you can just throw that out the window, then you're not much of a competitor. So our kids have got to compete. They know they're going to have to compete against the best teams in the country, and they know they got to compete night in and night out. And I think when your kids understand, you're not going to have a game where you can walk out there and you got a chance at winning. As far as just an easy game, you're probably going to win if you play your best. We're going to walk out there and we're going to be playing. We could say we can play our best tonight, and we're going to be lucky as heck if we stay in the game. And that's a big difference. You know, that's a huge difference. But still, our kids expect to win, and we expect to win. And so when we do play those guys, you know, we expect to play well. Now, whether we beat them or not, most of the time, that's not. You just want your team to play as well as they can play. And I think our kids understand that.
Joe, looking ahead to conference play, what does the league look like this year?
You know, this is probably the first year that I can remember that there's not been a dominant team. You know, I think Texas Arlington with all seniors back and been, you know, 2 or 3 now in the top 2 or 3 picked to win it this year. That's who I would have picked to win it. But, you know, I just don't feel like they're a team that, you know, going in is going to dominate the conference. You know, you feel like they may lose some games because they have in the past, but they may win them all. They may turn into that dominant team. But, you know, they haven't proven that yet. And nobody, I don't think in our league this year expects anybody to run away with it. You know, ASU there for a couple of years was very dominant. We were very dominant. And, you know, when Middle Tennessee was in it and some of the, you know, you always knew who the dominant teams were going to be. This year, I think you can throw us in a hat and see which one of us develops into that dominant team.
You like the fact that you're back to Thursday and Saturday in conference play with the guys?
I love it. I love it. You know, I know a lot of the guys' teams, they don't care for it, but I think it helps our women's programs. I think it gets us exposure. I think that, you know, our people in Little Rock, I think they prefer doubleheader. From you know, the feedback I get from the fans, I think they all prefer doubleheaders. And, you know, it's hard, I know, for them to come and watch 2 games back to back. But, you know, a lot of our crowd comes in, you know, for the second half. And that's great. You know, if we've got them there for the second half and it's a great team, they're going to see some great basketball. And then, you know, Wes's team, that, you know, if they're playing well, they're going to watch a game and a half, I think. I don't think there's any doubt. So, to me personally, I think the people in Little Rock have got used to doubleheaders. I think that they want to have doubleheaders, but I don't know what the other cities think. And, you know, it's supposedly going to change next year. So I hope it doesn't, but I know that's what the guys want. So you'll have to ask Wes what he wants to do. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. It's whatever's best for them is what they need to do. I understand that. But you asked me what's best for the women. I think it's best for the women to have that.
You said quite a few new players coming in your program this year. What stands out about this new group of newcomers?
Well, point guard, you know, that's probably going to be the biggest one. Is Tori from Mayflower. And, you know, she's got such good speed. And, you know, it's just like I was telling her yesterday, in a little bit of a one-on-one, you're not going to step out from Mayflower, Arkansas, playing the schedule you played, to all of a sudden playing national runner-up in Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and expect to do well. So, you know, if she can have a halfway decent year, you know, it's going to help with the speed, but she may not be able to this first year. You don't ever know how a kid, especially a freshman, is going to react to a little bit of adversity, and there's going to be plenty of adversity. So, you know, that's one thing that could help us a little bit. We haven't had a lot of speed there, and you know, anytime you got speed, it's all speed kills, as everybody says. So I think that's going to be one of the situations that it can help us. It's definitely going to add us some depth. We've got more guards than we've had in the past, and I feel are quality guards, so we can rotate, have a little bit more rest, or if a kid does get a little out of kilter, we got somebody that can go in and play a little bit. So, you know, that's going to help quite a bit. So I think that changes the dynamic of our team a little bit, just the speed that we'll have. And, you know, hopefully, you know, Mo's got the experience, there's no doubt, and she does a good job of working with these kids, but it's still going to take time. I mean, you know, experience is the best teacher. You know, I can tell them all I want to tell them. Mo can say all to them that, hey, this is what it's going to be like. But until you walk out on that floor and you see those giants and what you got to play against, and then it becomes a reality, and that's a tough reality.
You mentioned the experience. What other challenges have you identified?
You know, like I say, just so many new kids and trying to settle on a lineup. You know, any coach wants to figure out what 7 or 8 kids is going to be the basic of your team that year. And I think we're going to have to keep an open mind here. We've got 10 or 11 kids that, you know, they're pretty close together. So we got to give them an opportunity to play here in the non-conference and see which one can react the best. And then when we get to conference, we may be a little bit different team. So I think you'll see us experiment and play them a few more kids early before we try to settle on that lineup that we think that's going to help us win a conference championship.